Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Happy day before Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everybody's excited to get on with their Thanksgiving day and eat all that good food. So, today's assignment is pretty straightforward. I'm just trying to give you a nice little overview of some weather websites that you can look through. And after you're done watching this video, all you have to do is answer some basic questions on the Google form, and you are done for the day. All right, so I'll try not to make this too long. So the first website that you see here is our National Weather Service website, and I think I've shown most of the classes this website. And this is responsible for all the weather in the United States. And you can come to this main page if you're curious about any other areas in the U.S. Specifically, we're in this area here: southeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. This is our local office, the Mount Holly office, and I gave you a direct link to that for the Philadelphia region. Again, we are right here in this lower part of Montgomery County. If you click on this part of Montgomery County, it will bring you up to Northeast Philadelphia Airport, which is our closest official weather station. Okay. And this gives you a nice little overview of what to expect for the next couple of days: high temperatures, low temperatures, and out until I think they give you about 5 to 7 days here. So this is a nice way to check what is most likely to happen in the future. Okay. If you go back to this website and you go down through here, this is one of my favorite satellite pictures or satellite views that you can get from the GOES satellite, which is always watching weather on Earth. And I like this one. I especially like looking at this view in the morning because it shows the city lights and everything. This is often referred to as the I-95 corridor. You can see how all the cities kind of line up along that interstate highway system. And this shows the nice clouds coming through, and it transitions into a nice visible satellite that you can see nice and clear this morning. I recorded this during workshop on Tuesday morning. So a front just went by, a cold front went by, and that's why we're getting these nice northwesterly winds kind of blowing all the air off the coast. And after that air rides across the ocean for a while, you can see the clouds start to pop up as it picks up moisture from the ocean, that humidity that we talked about. So if you go back, one more thing that I want to show you during the winter weather season, you can go onto our Mount Holly forecast site and go down here and click on this winter weather tab. This winter weather tab is the official maps that the National Weather Service puts out for snowfall forecasts in terms of how many inches we're expecting to get. They also give you a high end amount, like a possible high, up to 12 inches, but the low end amount will be like 6 inches. So this is all based on probabilities. So, but it does give you a nice clean looking map. Again, our area right here, Abington, is in southeastern Montgomery County. So we're in this area in between the turnpike, that red line there, and the word Philadelphia. So that's where Abington is. All right. So this is a nice little site to check through throughout the winter. The next website that I wanted to share with you is the Canadian Forecast Model, the CMC. And this is giving you a nice overview of what is expected to happen over the Northeast United States and Southeast Canada over the next 4 to 5 days. Okay, so this only goes 4 to 5 days out. And you'll see down here, this is the forecasted day to match up with the image. So this, you're seeing what's forecasted for this Friday. If you're going to go shopping, might have a little bit of showers here and there, but pretty light precipitation overall over this upcoming weekend, which is cool. So here you can see the storm that went by yesterday, and it's kind of moving up into the North Atlantic. And here's the storm that's heading for us for Thursday, but it kind of breaks apart, which is a nice little thing, then reforms a little bit on Thursday. So it looks like we are going to have a little bit of a rainy Thanksgiving day. And again, all the precipitation types are identified for you over here by color coding. So again, if you're a snow lover, you want to see a lot of heavy blue over Philadelphia area right here. So this is, again, southeastern Pennsylvania is right there. And that has our airport symbol, which is PHL, okay, Philadelphia International. So I like this weather model the best, actually, because it gives you the nice color coded, and they're pretty accurate too. The Canadian model is one of the good ones. The best forecast model is the European model. That's what everybody will talk about on the news over the wintertime, but you have to pay for that. So I don't pay for it. This is a free model. So, get what you get. So the next one that I gave you access to is from the National Weather Service, and you have to click on this little 100, 500 thickness. This gives you the surface layer, and then you come down here and you hit loop all. And this does not give you a color coded based on snow, but it is kind of another way to see when we're going to get precipitation and when we're not going to get precipitation. The reason I like this one is because it shows you farther out west, and you can see all these bluish lines. Those are all lines of temperature that are below freezing, and all the red lines are above freezing. So I always kind of use this one to see what the general temperatures are going to be, whether it's going to be above or below freezing. You can see that there is some colder air trying to kind of head down towards Pennsylvania after this upcoming weekend. But we're relatively warm this upcoming weekend here. Now, the forecast dates are here up top, so it's a little tricky. Sometimes you got to shrink your screen down to see what's going on. The other one, this is the North American model, the NAM weather forecast model, the NAM. This is the GFS. The GFS goes way out. But the farther you go out, keep in mind, the less accurate these weather forecast models are. But it kind of gives you a nice little view up to 16 days out as to what the general pattern might be if you're, liking cold air or if you like warm air. It's kind of up to you. When I give you the website, again, you have to click on this 1,500 millibar thickness. And then you click this loop all. And again, this goes all the way out 16 days. So I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. Maybe. I don't know if it'll let me. No, it won't let me. So here you can see 1125. And you can make this go faster or slower with these controls up here. So I'll let it go through at regular speed once. As it gets towards the end, it does pick up and get faster. Again, Pennsylvania is right here. So this is Thursday, and this moves really slow initially. Now we're into Friday, nice and clear. Okay. But still way above freezing. So we're still kind of in a warm pattern through Friday. Now Saturday, notice this little line here. This is the freezing line. This blue line is kind of heading towards Pennsylvania. So it'll be a little cooler on Saturday. And then Sunday, it looks like we start to warm up again a little bit, but it looks like a beautiful weekend. Now you have all this cold air here, and look at that storm come up the coast, really pulling in cold air for the first week of December. And it looks like we're much cooler next week. Notice all this cold air here. And then you have a little storm coming up through here, splitting. So it's going to be like a messy beginning of the week next week. And there it goes all the way out to December 10th. So typically what I do with this one is I speed it up. I go really fast to kind of give a general sense of what's happening. So you can see all the blue lines up top, red lines down, and you can see a lot of blue kind of diving down early next week. And then the red, the warmer air kind of comes back towards the end of the loop. So it's something you can play around with. And once you start reading these and getting used to looking at these weather maps, they do become easier to read and interpret if you're into this. Some of you might never look at this again, which is fine. Yeah, weather's an interest for some, but not all. So that's okay. The last The last website that I wanted to show you is this Cool WX. All right. This is kind of just a fun thing to read through. It has a bunch of things you can click on over here, like world's most unique weather, hourly model forecast precipitation for different areas. I mainly look at it for this picture just to see where the warm and cool air is on a daily basis. And you can see that we kind of have this warm surge of air heading towards the north today over the central part of the United States. And we're kind of in this little cool or mid cool pattern right now with the really cold air below freezing way up here in Canada. So I always thought this image was kind of pretty, the way it's all color coded. And they have all the temperatures down here. These are all the temperature values. So notice it's in the 70s and 60s and 50s in Florida, which is a lot warmer than what it is here in Pennsylvania. I always think it's neat that you can have this warm of air at the same latitude as us. You know, they're in the 50s and 60s while we're in the 30s and, you know, low 30s here in Pennsylvania, but we're at the same latitude. So it's kind of cool how air moves around. Remember, I said air is always trying to mix itself through convection. So here's the warm air coming up, cool air coming down. All right. So you can actually see the convection in motion here if you could animate this. I don't think you can animate this image. So anyway, the last thing that I gave you was this. If you're really into weather, this is an actual skew-T graph, kind of similar to that other one that we played with the cloud formation simulator, where you could bring the temperature and dew point lines together. Well, this is the actual thing that meteorologists read that show the temperature, dew point, and a lot more hard statistical data from sending those weather balloons up through the atmosphere. Here you can see wind direction, wind speed. We will learn how to read all this stuff over here in a lesson coming up after we get back from the holidays. So these little wind vanes are pretty easy to read once you're shown how to do it. So, but you can see how the temperature and dew point lines get together, go farther apart. Clouds are forming. So this is specifically for Philadelphia. All right. And this is a forecast model that can actually be played and looped for the future, or shown how it's going to change through time. So if it'll work for me now. Yeah. So anyway, that's basically all I wanted to go over for you. And if I do not see you again on Wednesday or talk with you in any way, shape, or form, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week.